Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamel from Fantasy Life, and today we're going to be bringing you the Scorch Breakdown. I'm basically going to be telling you about his weapons, his movesets, his abilities, his weaknesses, his strengths, and the best way to play this particular Titan. So let's get into this video. Alright, so just wanted to show off that little cool introduction, and you can do that with any Titan. You just click on the Titan and hold press the box button, and it'll show that cool little intro, basically kind of describing their weapons. So he uses the T203 thermite launcher, which is basically a thermite grenade launcher. Very powerful but very slow launcher. His special ability is the flame core. It's basically like this Hawk smash in which he basically decimates the entire area in front of him. His defense ability is a flame wall, which he brings up a wall that basically incinerates enemy fire. The cool thing about the flame wall too is if he's close to you or your Titan when he has that flame wall up, that flame wall is gonna do damage to you. His that's his thermite shield I was just referring to. His flame wall is actually a Hawk smash with just one hand, in which he sends like a line of fire, like a wall of fire, to basically block off an area, and it goes about midway. His thermite shield is what kind of blocks it, incinerates enemy fire and does damage if he's close to you. He has the incendiary trap, which is basically a canister that he shoots out to the floor, and then when he ignites it with either his thermite launcher or his flame core, it ignites and sets that whole area ablaze. So he is a high damage map control kind of Titan, and what I mean by that is his moves do a lot of damage. They do chip damage as well too, so even if he misses you on the initial attack, if you're in the particular vicinity, you're gonna get damaged by that area. And what I mean by he's also a map control kind of Titan is that he doesn't just decimate a particular area, he makes it to where you cannot pass through that area for a set amount of time, and that can be valuable in certain game modes. So what I want to touch on first now is his Titan kit. So he has a bunch of different things, and this is going to vary based on your particular play style. You can either go with the assault chip, which basically turns him into a smarter AI and he can battle on his own. This is best when you don't want to actually jump in your Titan, but you want to call in your Titan so your Titan can kind of work and do his own thing. Then you have the stealth eject. This is good when you get into situations where you're getting overwhelmed by Titans and you know that's a losing battle, and the Titans aren't close to you, or the pilots are not close enough to you for you to like nuke them or anything like that. So you can do a stealth eject and you go invisible, and you don't have to worry about, you know, pilots killing you from the air or Titans killing you from the air, because you are kind of sort of temporarily vulnerable. You have the extra dash, which is something I don't really recommend for this Titan because he's already a slow Titan. The extra dash is pretty slow as well. But if you want a little bit more mobility with this Titan, you can do that. You do have the overcore, which is pretty good, and I would recommend it on depending on certain people's playstyle. And it gives you a 20% extra boost to your core towards your flame core, basically, where he slams the wall like the floor like a Hawk smash and decimates the area in front of him. And that can come in handy. Again, depends on your playstyle. You have the nuke, which is something I like, and which if you have too many Titans or pilots too close to you and you're taking serious damage, you can eject out of your Titan and nuke that entire area and kill off a bunch of areas. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best things to do for the particular game modes that you would typically use this Titan for. This is also a really good move to use too, because he's a very slow Titan and you do tend to have a lot of pilots jumping on top of him. This is a good way to get those pilots off of him, and on top of that, it's good for the game mode that he typically plays as well, and I will get into that in a moment. So you have the Scorch kit now, which you have the wildfire launcher, increases thermite from the T203 thermite launcher, which basically it does more chip damage, does a little bit more damage with his gun. Decrease self-damage by own thermite. This is one of his weaknesses, which I'll get into in a little bit later in the video, and he can actually damage himself with his own fire, which is something I'm not a big fan of, but I guess that's the way to balance him. But I mean, he's pretty balanced in my opinion. He doesn't really need a weakness like that. His Inferno Shield increases damage and duration for Thermal Shield. So when he's shielding himself against enemy fire and Titan fire, it will last longer. And on top of that, if you're close to another Titan or a pilot when you're using it, it's going to do more damage and kill that Titan or pilot a lot faster. Fuel for the firewall lasts longer. So when he does like the Hulk smash with the one hand and it sends like that line of fire, that fire is going to last longer, which is gonna equate in better map control for your particular Titan. And on top of that, potential chip damage from people trying to pass through it. Now you have the Titanfall, which you can either do to protect your Titan or fast and unprotected Titan. That's completely up to you. If you're gonna have him like on his own, like an AI bot, go with the Warp Full. If you're gonna be in him, I would probably do the Dome Shield. And that's what I'm gonna pick right now. So the positives about this particular Titan is he's very powerful, he can do a lot of damage, and he can control a particular area. His weaknesses is speed. He's a very, very slow Titan, and any Titan or pilot that he's up against that is a lot faster is his weakness. His other weakness is his own fire. He can damage himself, so you have to be very careful in which areas you set ablaze, because once you set that area ablaze, you as your Scorch Titan cannot go through that area because you've blocked your own self off, as well as any enemy Titan or pilot. And that's pretty much it. Now, what I mean by his weakness is speed is his thermite launcher is very slow. So it kind of shoots, and then if you miss, you have to reload it and then shoot again. If you're going up against a pilot, which pilots are very small and sometimes can be very difficult to hit, they're also very mobile. It is very difficult for Scorch to take out pilots unless he can get that pilot in a specific area and decimate that entire area. But if you're going up against a very skilled pilot that's very mobile, that has either a phase ability, a stim ability, or a grapple hook ability, they are Scorch's kryptonite, because Scorch just simply cannot move fast enough to take out that particular pilot before that pilot can get to him. That's why it is very important for you to either have this extra electric smoke to get that pilot off of you when they jump on you, because they're gonna jump on Scorch. Because again, Scorch is very difficult for Scorch to kill pilots. Or use this nuke ejection for when they do eventually kill off your Scorch, you can take them out with you. Those are his counters to that kind of mobility and speed. But you also have fast Titans like a Ronin, and a North Star would get decimated by Scorch if he gets too close. But a Ronin is very fast and very mobile. Ronin is definitely Scorch's kryptonite as well, because he can close the gap on Scorch very quickly, and with his phase ability, he can phase through Scorch's damage area and damage radius. So when Scorch sets an area ablaze and maybe has to reload his gun, a Ronin can actually phase through that whole fire ability and just make his way and dash towards Scorch and start hacking away. Once Ronin is up close and Scorch, there's pretty much nothing Scorch can do. He's basically a target. Your best thing to do is do the nuclear eject and kind of try to take that Ronin with you. And that's what his weaknesses are. His weaknesses is speed. He's a very slow Titan, but he's a very powerful Titan. He does have a decent amount of health, and he does do a decent amount of damage. And the best game modes to use him in is both Bounty Hunt and Attrition, because his wide area of damage, he can easily kill off the grunts very, very quickly. And we're going to see that right now in this particular gameplay. I'm going to use him in Attrition.
Stand by for Titanfall.
Okay, so I'm calling in my Titan finally. This was kind of rough because of the new loadout that I'm using, but I was able to get him in. I would highly recommend getting yourself an extra battery, getting the boost with the extra battery, just to make your Scorch a little bit even more powerful, because again, he's not a very mobile Titan. He's a very slow Titan. And I would highly recommend putting him on the outskirts of the map. This way you can control certain areas. Or if you're gonna put him in the middle, make sure you put him in the middle where there are corridors or long hallways, so that you can kind of control that particular area. So let's go to work. We're losing this one, but we can easily make a comeback because we are not losing by a lot. So I don't want to put him in any particular position where it's gonna harm me. So set that area ablaze. Bang. killing the minions. Killing the minions. Got him. So I have an anti-rodeo countermeasure. That's good. That's definitely something I'm going to need. We're losing, but we're not losing by a lot. We can definitely come back. We can definitely come back. Homestead is probably not the best map for Scorch because of the wide area and the long distance of views. So like, this is a great map for like a North Star or even a Legion who can like incinerate you from a distance. This kind of map is not the best for Scorch, but we're gonna make it work. Shit. Got him. Oh shit. Just in case, I thought I seen a pilot on me, that's why. See how hard it is to hit a Titan with him? So if that Titan is very mobile, it's very difficult to hit them because like it's just a grenade launcher. So if you miss that initial rocket, you're kind of left open for a short amount of time. God. Oh yeah, gotta get that battery. But the thing is, I set it ablaze, so now I just blocked myself from that battery. There we go. I'm gonna get the battery. There we go. Where'd you go? There we go. Get back in there. And this is pretty much how you do it. I would highly recommend playing the outskirts because with the outskirts, you can have your side or back to the wall and you can cut off a particular area, just limiting that Titan that you're going up against mobility. Bang. Look at that. Bang. Absorb all that. I just take all your bullets, man. There we go. The amount of power this Titan has and the amount of damage he can do is just phenomenal. I like this Titan, especially in game modes like this, like attrition or bounty hunt, where you can just decimate areas. There we go. I was lucky enough to take out that Titan. Just killed that Titan too. See, this is not good for me because I have a Titan on me, or I thought it was a Titan, a pilot. I'm getting shot at with a grenade launcher. I wanted to get that. Oh, they took my stuff. I'm taking some serious damage. Oh. No! I was gonna do my flame core. I was gonna do the flame core. I messed that up. See, the pilot. And then I can't just shoot in there with the Titan because it's quite difficult to do that with Scorch. He's nuking. Okay, so now I'm gonna call in my Scorch Titan. This is actually a better map for Scorch than Homestead. Again, Homestead has a lot of open areas, so it leaves them pretty vulnerable. But this has a lot of more closed areas, a lot of more longer corridors, so it actually works in his favor. And when you do pick Scorch, again, I highly recommend picking the boost with the extra battery so that you can then give him more power. Got him. I was able to kill that pilot. Back. He killed himself. See, I set that whole section ablaze, so he couldn't really do anything. I set that section ablaze and I came around here to kind of cut him off, so he couldn't do anything but fall into the water and die. And that's where Scorch's strength is. It's just basically map control, controlling areas. So let's see if I can control this area. I'm sure these guys want to deposit their money. Try to deposit your money now.
This is what I call a champion's fight. Keep it up, kid.
There we go. There we go. Let me get that battery. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, no, I need that battery. Nah, they took the battery. Alright, so they got that area down packed. Oh, look, here we go. I can show off my grunts. How fast I can kill off grunts with this freaking Titan. And it is glorious. So throw the incendiary grenade, bang. Set that whole area ablaze. Bang. Oh yeah? Incendiary grenade, set that area ablaze. Set that ablaze. Set that ablaze. Set that ablaze. Just let it work. Let the Titan work for you. Set that ablaze. There you go. Let the Titan work for you. And it's so easy. It's so easy. I mean, I'm just bang, setting that whole area ablaze, just killing grunts left and right. Look, any grunt that walks into it, just all getting taken out. It's all getting taken out. I missed. Again, precision is not his strong point. Precision is definitely not Scorch's strong point. That is one of his weaknesses as well as precision. Flame core is ready. Nice. Set that area ablaze. Where you going? Where you going? Cut that whole area out so anybody on this side can't do nothing. Now we're gonna make our way to B. This is how you do it with Scorch, man. You control areas. You incinerate complete areas too. So they got that area locked down. I'm gonna go this way. This isn't very good because there's a lot of narrow spots that a pilot can actually flank me on, but I'm feeling a little confident right now. I'm feeling a little good. So, flame core is ready. Flame core is ready. I can't wait to come up against another Titan. Ooh, I'm gonna wreck that Titan. I'm gonna wreck that Titan.
Well, you are, but you know, me too. I count.
We're winning this thing by a lot too. We're decimating them pretty badly. Just drop that money off. Flame core is ready. I'm just waiting. I can't wait. Where they get the Titans at, man? I don't see the Titans. I'm gonna show you how effective he is against certain Titans. Oh. This is probably not the best spot for me.
Alright, got a bounty inbound.
Got a bounty. Alright, where's that bounty? Alright, another Titan. There we go. Let's show off my mad skills, yo. This is a boss Titan, so he tends to have a lot more health than your average Titan. But we'll see what we can do here. There we go. Flame core, baby. Oh! Kind of missed the flame core. Control that area. Look, he's trapped between a rock and a hard spot. He can't do nothing with his life. Cut him off now. Can't go backwards. Can't go backwards. Now you're all up in that fire. You're all up in that papa. All up in that fire. All up in that fire. Damaging him. Chip damage, baby. Look at the money go up. Look at the money go up. Look at the money go. Core. Bang! Game over, man. Game over, man. There was an enemy pilot there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Keep it up, kid.
Holy crap. Disembark. Get that battery. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get back in there. There was somebody here. I think there was another Titan. I could have sworn I seen another Titan. And we got this, man. I'm not even gonna deposit my money. Just let this thing kind of sit. I don't want to end it just yet. I don't want to end this just yet. Oh, come on. Go, go. Another thing too is his optimal fighting distance is mid-range. You don't want to be too far away from your opponent, and you don't want to be too close to your opponent. You want to be mid-range. That's his optimal battling radius, is a mid-range. He's definitely a mid-range Titan, and that's where he actually thrives, because his attacks don't go very far, with the exception of his thermite launcher, which can go pretty far. The thermite launcher is not precise, and it has an arc to it, so if you want to shoot it really far, you actually got to put it up, and then it'll go and kind of work its way back down. And then you have his incendiary canister, which doesn't go very far. As you can see, it's mid-range. And then you have his flame wall, which doesn't go very far. It has like about a mid-range radius as well. So that's what I'm saying. You want to play him mid-range. You don't want to be too close to your Titan. You don't want to be too far from your Titan. You got to have that right sweet spot. But if you have that right sweet spot with him, boy, you are going to do some serious damage with him. And that's pretty much it for this video. We had a pretty good bounty hunt that time. It makes up for that bad attrition game I had. And I hope you guys learned something about Scorch. Scorch is a really good Titan in certain game modes. He's a really good Titan for bounty hunt. He's a really good Titan for attrition. He's really good for map control. He's a heavy hitter, a lot of damage, but he's a mid-range fighter. You got to be able to fight him at mid-range. At a long range, he has a disadvantage, and at very, very close range, he has a very disadvantage. He also has a disadvantage against really quick opponents too. So if you find yourself against a quick opponent, quickly set up a damage radius to kind of bottleneck those quick opponents so that you can then hit them up with your thermite grenade, okay? And that's how you play Scorch. I hope you learned something about this breakdown. That was my first breakdown of any of the Titans in this game. I hope you guys like it. If you did, drop that like, and leave any comments in the comments below if you have anything to add to this particular video. Remember, your life is a fantasy.